Okay, what's going on? And we're back. My name's Elena Bowman. We are calling in here with HitTrax. I'm joined by Andrew Barry. We are going into our fourth game of the bracket round of the HitTrax Open with Kaylin Campbell facing Sachel Palacios. Pretty even matchup here. Should be a good game, and we're looking forward to calling it for you.
Yeah, we're off to the races. Kalen just got started there with a nice little double in the gap to left. So Kalen is hitting out of Rich's batting cage in Arlington, Washington. That's up in northern Washington. And Kalen is she played fast pitch at Central Washington University. So if you watched earlier, we had a game between that first game between
Emily
who was that? It was
Benson.
Emily Benson.
Yep,
Thank
Emily
you.
Benson. You got
Between
it.
Emily Benson and Brittany Cervantes, and Emily played at Western Washington University. So this is actually one of the division rivals, if you will. So I'm sure she'll be watching, and we're excited to see what happens here.
I love it. I love it. And it's funny. I was catching up with Emily this morning. She said, Kaylin, they've like you, as you said, they have always played against each other in conference. But post grad, Kaylin now plays professionally in Austria, and she's always trying to get Emily out there to play with her internationally. So it seems like they were competitors for a long time, but maybe teammates in the future.
That's pretty cool. And you've got Sash on the right side, who played in
Mm-hmm.
Athletes Unlimited, also plays on Team Mexico, and she's sitting down at Big Fly Athletics in San Marcos, California. Great facility down there. I think they have one or maybe even two systems down there. So what do you got? What do you got on Sash?
Yeah, so Sasha's an awesome story. She played at Arizona State. She played under Trisha Ford for her senior year. Trisha Ford has been a great friend of HitTrax. That's the staff that came over from Fresno State. They were the first collegiate partner on the softball side. But pretty cool story here. So Sash, as you said, plays for Team Mexico. Her dad, Kiko, also caught for Team Mexico back in the day. He was a catcher. He's kind of trained Sash into everything that she knows behind the plate. And I was talking to Sash earlier. He gave her a lot of the approach that she has today, and he's actually feeding the machine for her out there at Big Fly Athletics. So kind of cool full circle moment. He was there when the Team Mexico qualified for Tokyo last summer, and now hopefully he's there to see her through her HitTrax Open performance.
Very cool. I like it. All right. And so we're underway. The first inning just wrapped up. No runs on the board, which is a far cry from the game we saw earlier between Chitty and that was between Amanda Chittister and I'm sorry, I'm blanking here on the name.
Jesse
Jesse
Warren.
Warren. That's right. And they
Yeah.
put up 20 runs apiece in the first two innings of the game. So far 0-0. A little bit of a different start out to this one, huh?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we saw this out of Sasha a little bit in that qualifying round. It took her a couple innings to get going, but once she found her groove, she found it. There you go. At a girl. 71 miles an hour off the bat, 34-degree launch angle, good for 236 feet, and that's the first run of the game for Sash. So it seems like it kind of takes her a little bit to get dialed in, but once she does, she doesn't really stop. But Kaylin, I think it was actually interestingly, we saw the same thing. She put up a significant amount of runs in the qualifying game. I'm not sure either of them did in their first game, and as you know, they get three. So with this winner go home matchup here, I think they're going to have to figure it out, before we get to the fifth or sixth inning.
Yep, and I think you see a little bit of this already with Kaylin in the bottom left corner. You can see she's trying to get the pitching machine dialed in, maybe get a different pitch location there. There seems to be something going on. So yeah, without a doubt, once these players settle into a rhythm, these are both phenomenal hitters. If you look at Kaylin in college, at least in the year 2017, she batted 497. She ended up having, I believe, 13 or 14 home runs. So she can swing it. And Sasha, obviously playing at Arizona State, batted over 322 in her career. with 18 home runs. So once these players get into a rhythm, I think we're going to see some numbers putting up. And Sosh is already doing a little bit, 2 runs up, runners on second and third, as Kaylin can do nothing but watch here.
Yeah, as you said, I think she's gonna find that rhythm. Sasha's, she's told me she's trying to go gap to gap here. That's when she's doing her best hitting, is that doubles approach.
She
so we're
just did
starting
it.
to see her
Oppo
find
double.
that. There you go, on command.
Yep.
Is that bringing 2 or 1?
That was a triple, so that brought in 2.
There you go, Sash. So if you're new to the bracket play format, the way it works, you see Kaylin Campbell hitting at Rich's batting cage, lower left, against Sash Palacios, who's hitting in San Marcos, California at Big Fly Athletics. The way this works, it's a 6-inning game. Minimum pitch speed is 55 miles per hour. We're on a 4-pitch rule. So these players have 4 pitches to put the ball in play. If they do not, it's an out. But with that being said, we advance inning by inning. Everything else is played straight up like a standard softball game. And as you see, lower left-hand corner, Kaylin's finished now her 2nd inning, but Sasha's still rolling. So as you mentioned, Andrew, Kaylin's got nothing to do but watch Sash kind of gain this lead on her, huh?
Yeah, 5-0, runner on second now, 2 outs. That ball was 69 miles an hour, 32 degrees. I mean, you called it earlier. She really is going gap to gap as she fouls one up. They also get, these players get 4 pitches per at-bat. So if there's no strikeouts or walks, but if they cannot put a ball in play in those 4 pitches, then that's an out. So that's pitch number 2. And on pitch number 3, she hits at 60 miles an hour at 42 degrees, caught by the center fielder. So that takes us through 2, 5-0 Sosh. We'll see what Kaylin can do here. Like you said, she had a phenomenal qualifier, so I think we're going to have her finding herself getting into a rhythm, but it's got to happen soon.
Yeah, and we've seen people do a lot with even 1 out. We go back, we keep referencing this if you've been watching the live streams. Todd Lott against Nelly Rodriguez on the baseball qualifying round was down 7 runs with 2 outs in the 6th inning and came back and walked it off with a 3-run home run. So 1 out goes a long way, but you don't want to wait that long. You want to start getting in the rhythm here. You want to start putting up a couple runs, even if it's a single or a double. Exactly what Kaylin just did is what she needs to start doing as we move into the 4th and 5th inning.
That one's not quite going to get it. Last hit for her was 75 miles an hour. I think that's probably the hardest hit we've seen in this matchup so far. 75 miles an hour in the gap. And another quick out, or I guess the first quick out for Sash on her first swing of the inning. And Kaylin grounds third. So we've got 2 outs for Kaylin, 1 out for Sash. I think at this point we got to see Kaylin get that run in. That's a big one to kind of get on the board to get things rolling.
Yeah, you want to see her plate that run out there. What I really am liking, I got to point out, especially if you're a young player watching this feed, you got to look at the way Sash is taking these pitches. I think, as you mentioned, it looks like they're having a little bit of trouble dialing in this pitching machine, but Sash has taken some vicious takes. And I think that's why we're finding her be on time in those gap-to-gap balls is she's in that yes mentality, with every single pitch. And so I think it's really important to know how aggressive she is with every pitch, even when she's not swinging the bat.
Yeah, and these players, if you look at the qualifier, they both these are the 8 and 9 seeds. I believe Kaylin had 48 runs, if I'm not mistaken, in the qualifier. And 48 runs, and Sash had 47. Kaylin with 14 home runs, Sash with 21. Very, very similar stat line. So I think we'll see something work out. But like you said, we got to get Kaylin rolling. There she goes. She's all right. So you look up on the board. She's already got 3 runs in and a bomb to left. 75 miles an hour at 24 degrees. Ties the ball game 3-3. Like you said, it can happen like that.
Yeah, this is what she needed to do. And as you said, they're going to start getting in this rhythm here. And now Sasha's on the other painful side of it, just having to watch somebody else get those at-bats in. But now we're moving into the 4th. That's a 3rd at-bat. That's a 3rd out for Kaylin. So Sasha's going to get another chance, but I think it's hard, when you make that 3rd out and you got to watch the other person compete and either close in on your lead or take a lead of their own. So I bet you Sash puts up a couple here.
She's antsy to go. She just, as soon as the inning ended for Kaylin, she stepped right up and put a double in the gap. She wasted zero time
I
getting that
love
going.
it.
Sorry, that's a
I
triple.
love it. And you wonder how much too her dad Kiko is giving her some pointers, some feedback, some adjustments as she goes on here. You got to think what an advantage, to be able to be fed in the cage by somebody that knows your swing better than anybody else. So that's really cool. I'm curious to see if that helps her warm up as we move through the game.
She really has done a great job taking pitches that she doesn't want and making sure she selects the one that she can put in the gap. And they're solid takes. You can see her weight distribution is solid. She's over the center of her body. Kaylin's doing the same thing. Kaylin just took a pitch there. That was a strike, actually, but she's still getting used to the machine. She hits a single to left, and Sash one-ups it with a triple to right field.
This is, I think this is going to be an important run for Sash here. You kind of talk about trying to extend that lead. She's got a runner on third, one out. That looks like a double play for Kaylin. So this is a big opportunity if Sash can plate this.
Oh, that's
there
tough.
You go. That's a gap.
That is a gap. Right after the double play from Kaylin. And I think that one's going to be too high. 47 degrees, not going to cut it.
Yeah, not going to do it. And and this is interesting. Kaylin said she calls herself an early count hitter. She wants to get the ball early in the count. So this is kind of the perfect format for her. She knows she's going to get a strike. And she's pretty aggressive with it and going after it. But you almost wonder if you take a couple more pitches, you settle in a little bit more. You kind of see Sash doing that. She's using her 4 pitches to her advantage. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Kaylin tries to go a little bit deeper in the calc, get her timing down. But that double play definitely hurts.
Yeah, it looks like she just shot one foul. So she has a runner on third, fouling off a couple pitches, 2 outs. She's got a 2-run lead, which in this HitTrax game is really nothing. And she's on to her 4th pitch, so she's got to put this one in play here. And she does. Double in the gap. Runner might get to third.
And it's pretty awesome to see. I absolutely love when athletes write their own destiny. When Sash says, hey, my approach today is gap to gap. I really want to try to drive the doubles. I don't want to get too big and put too many out of the park. If it happens, it happens. But my approach is going to be, doubles mentality. And that's what she's done, and then you see her run into a ball just like that, put one out. So good for her for sticking to her approach and just making it happen. That's awesome.
It's just got to be such a helpless feeling on the other side, not being able to do anything but just watch here for Kaylin. That's just tough. You need no control right now. Sasha's putting on a show. All right, there you go. So great inning from Sash. Kaylin down 5, scores 10-5. We're going into the 5th inning. Again, a 6-inning game here. So we got 6 outs left apiece. Kaylin, I think she's got to put up a couple here, cut into this lead just a little bit based on the way this game has gone. But again, 5 runs can happen in a heartbeat.
Totally. I kind of feel like these 2 players in particular, where you mentioned the Chitty Jesse matchup, where we've got 30 runs on the board through the 1st inning or the 2nd inning. I almost see these players more coming into their own here as we head into the 5th and 6th. It looks like that we had some pitching machines that didn't really look like either of them were super dialed in to start the game. So I don't know. I could see this game ending somewhere in the 20-run range. If they're able to turn it on here in these last 2 innings.
Yeah, this is an opportunity. Kaylin's got a runner on second, 1 out. I like she's kind of stepping out, catching her breath a little bit, checking up on the screen. Let's see what Sash does with her first hit. Foul ball to right field. She's really letting that ball get deep. I think this has got to be start out the inning with a double. And Sash is probably going to put that in the gap for another
There you
triple.
go.
That's quite a fast base runner.
Yeah, it's not me running the bases, that's for sure.
It is not me either. So 2 outs for Kaylin. She's going to need some 2-out magic. She's kind of settling in.
Sash.
I like this approach though. She doesn't want to end this completely. She's just taking her time, taking her breath. Oh, that's tough.
It's
a foul ball. Yep. And these players knew about that. So that was a foul ball off the top of the cage that came down for an out in front of the batter. We talked to both these players before the game, and they're aware that that can happen. And more than likely, that hit would have been out of play, or I'm sorry, an out by the catcher or in foul territory. So you got to roll with the punches sometimes. As Kaylin puts a ball in the gap, there's a triple, another run in, 11-7. Here you go.
That's a good barrel.
That's another good barrel, another run in. 76.6 miles an hour. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's near her max as Sash flies out to left field for her second out. So we got a 2-run game here. And another base
starting to
knock.
That 5-6 hole, huh?
Yeah, and look at. So she's down 3 runs with runners on first and second, 1 ball out of the park, and this is a tie game. Let's see if she swings for the fences here. Oh, not quite.
Just missed it.
I think you're right. She hit it 60 miles an hour at 49 degrees, which is pretty fast for that kind of elevation. I think she just got underneath that one.
Yeah. That's too bad. That's four pitches for Sash. Bet you she wishes she could have one of those back. But here we go into the 6th. So it's interesting. It seems like all of Kaylin's power is kind of that dead pull, left center to hard left field. But she's seeing a lot of success down that 5-6 hole, down the hard ground ball singles down the left field line. I wonder if she sticks with that approach a little bit more. It seems like she's not really getting a hold of the balls that she's elevating. I wonder if she just tries to play a little bit more station to station here in the last inning.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So what they're going to do, I'm sorry if I missed that, but yeah, they're going to go hit for hit. Kaylin's going to start out. Big leadoff at bat here. Got to get on base. Ooh, tough one. 61 miles an hour right back to the pitcher. Okay.
Yeah, that
so she's got
play.
2 outs to play with.
All right, let's see what Sash does here. Taking her time.
Foul ball. Ooh. 70 miles an hour, 17
Blistered.
degrees. Opposite. Yep, that looked like a line shot to the opposite field.
I am just so impressed with Sasha's ability to stick to her approach here and stick to her game plan. I mean, Andrew, how many extra base hits has she hit into the gaps?
Yeah, and I think it's been split pretty evenly between the right field and center field and left center gap. Kaylin, there you go, stepping up with the double. All right. This is going to be a fight. This is a big at-bat here from Sash. She wants to put up some insurance runs. Let's see what she can do with it.
So everybody knows here in the 6th inning, we're going at bat for at bat. So before, obviously they could hit at the same time simultaneously. We're going at bat for at bat, add a little suspense here in the 6th inning. So, we're able to kind of slow it down. Maybe you get in a rhythm. Maybe it takes you out of your rhythm. I'm not sure. I think it depends on the player. But with Kaylin, a runner on second, only down 3 runs, this is a big inning for her.
There you go.
She does it, huh?
There you go. She's got a triple in the books. It's 11-9 with 1 out. Sash, runner on second with 1 out. Kaylin is officially herself the tying run at the plate.
Andrew, I'm holding my breath. What is she going to do here? It's a good take.
This is intense. You've got to answer here if you're Sash. You have to. Is that pitch number 2? That was pitch number 2. Oh, looks like it was just foul down the left field line. She's got, I think, 1 more pitch. and she smokes it to center field, 78 miles an hour at 23 degrees.
Get out, ball.
2-run bomb.
That's got some legs. Holy cow.
Wow. Okay, Kaylin, you got to step up here.
Big at bat. And that's with three strikes on her, too.
That was her last
there you
pitch
go,
of the
Kaylin.
at-bat. Yep.
Nice job. That's what she needed to do there. Play to your game plan. Find that 5-6 hole. Plate that run. That's a nice job out of Kaylin Campbell.
Sash shortens up herself, 76 miles an hour. Base hit right back up the middle. 13-10. Both players with an out and a runner on first. Kaylin, she grounds it to the shortstop. 1 out. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, she's lucky it's not a double play there.
Right. Wow, this is intense. Sash, what can you do? That machine, the pitch speed, is catching up on her a little bit.
Yeah.
I think she just does a good job seeing it. Yeah, I think that's intentional. I think she just does a good job of seeing the ball deep and not getting too far out in front, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good eye. That's what's tough, though, about this 4-pitch rule, is even if you're getting 4 balls in a row, the challenge is to put one of them in play, so it kind of looks like a couple of those balls maybe were up in the zone to her liking. But, now she's got 2 pitches on her. She's got to do something here in these next couple.
3 pitches. Oh! I think she hit that ball to the opposite field, and it was just too far down the opposite line. And there's a base knock up the middle. All right, so 67 miles an hour, 0 degrees, right back up the middle. So she steps up and is able to keep the rhythm rolling.
Make it happen.
13-10. Kaylin down to her last out. She takes the first pitch. Let's see what she can do here. Can she keep
I see her pulling
going?
something in the 5-6 hole right now. Another single, put one through, stay alive.
You were right,
quite.
But it just didn't get through the hole.
Not hard enough.
And that is it. Wow, what a game.
What a game. I think this has been the most equally matched, and it makes sense, a 7 and 8 seed, but the most evenly matched game we've seen so far. That was awesome.
That was indeed awesome. Kaylin, phenomenal job. Again, Kaylin out of Central Washington, hitting at Rich's batting cage. Just a great effort. And Sash, she did what she had to do to win, and she's moving on. She's put another $250 in her pocket, so now she's up to $500 with a chance to win the next game for $1,000. Boy, this is heating up pretty quick, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah, it is. Awesome job to both Sasha and Kaylin. That was, I'm still counting my breaths here. I was thinking that was going to go into extras, truthfully. But great job to both players. What an awesome matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sasha can do in that next round. I'm so impressed with her, the way she just stayed gap to gap with her approach. I think that's a great job for her, and I think that's going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, that is a good approach. That kind of consistency. You saw earlier, there was quite a few home runs, a little bit less in this game, but the extra base hits are for sure still there. So all these players can hit in this tournament. So, okay. All right. Well, again, Fast Pitch HitTrax Open, round number 1, presented by Lizard Skins and Marucci. Great job by both players. Sash is moving on, and Sash will be playing playing the winner of DJ Sanders and Lindsey Thomas, taking place later tonight. So stay tuned. We have more games on the docket. Yeah, another good one. I'm looking forward to seeing what we got next.
Yeah, coming up next, we have Ali Aguilar and Amber Schisler competing at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you've been following our social media channels, we'll have the new link posted. If you head to HitTrax.com, you can find the link directly on our website as well. So great job to both players. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you to Marucci Sports and Lizard Skins for sponsoring the event. And I'm looking forward to the next game.
We'll see you out there.
All right. Bye.
Bye.